Wesomandla uzuyiqina impilo yami, uzuyiqina impilo yami. Uphinde ukhusela umoya wami, ukhusela umoya wami, ngoba mina ngizohamba. Ngoba mina ngizohamba ngitshone kuwe ngamaxesha wonke. What's up, motherfuckers? What's up, motherfuckers? You know, so many people jump in my comments and they're like, yeah, you know, I like your content, but if only you could reduce the swearing, you know, my children. Guys, if you're still struggling with swear words, you're going to struggle with so many things I have to teach. So many things I have to say, and you're going to completely miss the whole fucking boat. I've got Unkunz Malanga, my firstborn, 11. His sister, Africa, is 9 years old. And just before they left for China 2.5 years ago, I was beginning to train them, number one, to learn how to lie effectively and convincingly. I think it's fundamentally important that we teach our children how to lie. It will save their lives. It will save their lives if your kids know how to lie accurately. No, my dad is not here. I think he might have left with his friends. Kanti Masimbenja, you're fucking in the house. You know, the other thing I was teaching my kids is to understand that swear words are just words. They are just words. They are just words. So you need to look beyond the swear word and understand the meaning and the intent behind what the person is saying. If my son comes to me and says, yo, Baba, I just saw your latest YouTube video. Yo, it was fucking cool. Saying I'm shy, saying I'm titties. Hey, when I'm about to the boy is using the term fuck in a positive light as an adjective to be like, that was really, really cool. You know, and I made this example specifically to my daughter saying, if you're saying something is this is some really nice tasting shit, that's using swear words in a good light. But if someone comes to you and they say, I think you're really ugly and you're really fat, that's not swearing, but it's hurtful. If I come to you and I say, you know, you're actually really stupid, I'm not impressed by who you are as a person. You know, you disappoint me. I think you have a small brain, and I don't want to be associated with you. That hurts. But if I come to you, I'm like, yo, motherfucker, you're like the coolest motherfucker I've ever seen. I fuck with your shit. You can't be offended. Be like, ooh, can you please just tone down on the swearing? So it just tells me that, you know, you guys are still very far from having like mental liberation. You know, and I've said before that language is power. Language is God. And if you can master language, and if you can master storytelling, the world is yours. You know, the other funny thing about swear words is you literally change one letter. Shit, move the I, put an O, it's shot. Now it's fine. You find these kids, these Disney movies where the kids are like, oh shoot. That kid is still saying shit. They just used another word, so that's fine. Oh, for 5 cents. Oh, flip. That's cursing, man. But now you're going to be like, no, he said flip. It's fine. It's fine. You know, and obviously I was banned on Facebook for 30 days during March. I think it was during April. I think it was during April. I was banned for 30 days just because I used certain words and I spelled them correctly. And that becomes a trigger. That's very important. You guys need to understand that the people who run propaganda machines, whether it's on media, in religion, at church, at school, racists, xenophobic people, homophobic people, these people know your triggers. They will say the things that they know will get you pissed. And every time they press a button, without fail, you're going to explode. Yeah, but the problem with faggots, like, oh my, now you can't think. Your whole head is spinning. When some of these racist white people are like, yo, the thing is, your people, excuse me, did you say my people? Did you say my people? Then you guys get worked up. So if some people's like, yo, what's up, motherfuckers? You're meant to be like, hey, fuck you, dog, how you doing? That means you guys can transcend the bullshit of language, the intricacy or rubbish of language that has got your mind captured. Learn how to use language in what makes sense. Sifike sithatha ubisi, sifike silishiye libole, liyabola, libe amasi. Amasi have bacteria that is good for you. It's like yogurt. Yogurt is what they call life cultures. It's a form of fermentation, like wine. It's fermented, like biltong, you know, like rusks. There's a rot there, but that is good for your system. On the other hand, there's other foods that if they rot and you ingest them, you get sick, you vomit, you get a rash, whatever. You need to do the same with human beings and content out there. Sift through the rubbish. Sift through the rubbish and take what works and discard what doesn't. Another criticism I got recently. So I've posted a video of the deputy CEO of AfriForum, Ernst Roots, explaining why AfriForum is going to be fighting for the reinstatement. Not necessarily reinstatement, but to take the old South African flag off the hate speech or whatever list in this country. And he was saying, look, as AfriForum, they believe that people shouldn't be displaying the flag, but they understand that there's an importance. We need free speech. So under free speech, they don't believe that the flag is targeting any group or whatever. Speaking the best of English, good English. And when you listen, oh, this guy actually makes sense, you know. The truth is, it's just mastered language and is mastered storytelling. Because my question would be, like, what about the swastika? The swastika is the symbol of the Nazis, Nazi Germany. What if you're like, no, we need to bring back the swastika? The swastika didn't hurt anyone. So it's just a symbol of the Germans who are trying to do it. The old flag, what you guys call the apartheid flag, is a symbol for some people of pain. It's like being called a kafir, or being called a morphy, or a faggot, you know, or being called a cooler. And so many of you fucking black South Africans go around calling Indian people a makula. That's a derogatory term. And I learned when I was in the Eastern Cape at Rose that a lot of the guys didn't even know that. They were like, no man, but a makula je, like what do you call them? It's like, no, they call them Amandia. They're Indian, Amandia. And the same ignorance that a lot of you black people have when you're saying, that same derogatory way that you're calling these people is the same way white people used to call you kafirs. And they didn't understand, a lot of them, that this was a bad term. They're like, yeah man, he's a fucking kafir. What to say? And you're like, he's not that. That's the wrong term. Yeah, but you know these fags, they're not fags, dog. That's a derogatory term because this term was used at a time when homosexuals were being beaten, were being killed. Some of the lesbians were having what was called corrective rape, which is when men are raping lesbian women because they're like, no, it's because she hasn't had dick. That's why she's fucking lost. You know, so it's very insensitive. Unfortunately, and I'm going back to my point about taking what works and discarding what doesn't. The inspiration for me and the positive story and the silver lining in the story is AfriForum once again is acting on behalf of its members and its funders. Its members and its funders are saying, guys, we want the flag back. It represented a time when white Afrikaners rules this nation. We're building great state-owned enterprises like Eskom and Sasol and ISCO. And we were great. Make South Africa great again kind of situation, you know. So they want it back. Black people will whine on social media. Unfortunately, whine on social media, bash. Guys will maybe march or whatever. You guys haven't fully understand the channels that these white Western systems have been brought in and how to use them. If you've got an issue with the old flag, come together, fundraise, get some lawyers, take it to court. It sucks, but that's how it's done. If the courts are failing you, then you can look into alternative methods. You can go on social media. You can maybe put money together and maybe get weapons and go and fight. You can maybe sit down with these guys and try and educate them. Part of the issue we have in this country and why white people don't understand and embrace their privilege, why white people in this country are not apologetic, because white people in this country are not apologetic. They're not fucking sorry for anything. Nelson Mandela asked you to forgive them. Desmond Tutu asked you to forgive them. White people have never said sorry. They've never said, guys, we're really, really sorry for... Never. There's isolated white people, good whites, who have said, you know, we're really sorry about what happened during apartheid. They go on social media and they get all these likes from black people where they bash their own white people. And they're like, no, white people are so ignorant. And, oh, the black people are like, oh, this is a white person who's woke. Nah. The majority of white people don't give a flying fuck. They've never apologized to you. And a big reason that is the case is because we've never educated them on exactly what is wrong with what they did. In Germany, the Germans are taught what was wrong with the Nazi system of Adolf Hitler. They were taught, so they understand, they have a sensitivity. In this country, there's a mass of white people who have never been to a township. Think about it. A lot of the white people you might know have never been to a township. If they've been to Joburg, maybe they've been to Soweto, Vilakazi Street, Chafpozi, you know, the tourist, whatever. But they've never been to Amanyamakas. They've never walked around Alex. They've never walked Kwamashu. They've never been in Tanzania. They've never been Walanga or Enyanga. They've never been to Emakasi. So when you speak about township and you're like, you know, the taxi, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. They're like, it's just lame excuses. Come live in my space, dog. Come see what I see. Come understand at night when we're hearing gunshots. Come hear stories about kids being raped. You know, come see the violence. Someone has just been killed somewhere. Come live there and understand the mentality of people that are jealous of each other, that steal from each other, that won't share knowledge and information, that are trying to get out on their own and go be isolated in the suburbs and win alone. Come be in that space and understand the stress we're in, where we're going to school and the teachers are not there, or the teachers are coming to school drunk, or the teachers are busy macking on the girls or are busy getting them pregnant. Come live in my world and get a sense. Because the reason why I understand white people is because I grew up in a white world. I fucking understand the pains that white people have and the stress. White people are like, but we came here and there was nothing in this country and we built it up into what it is and you guys don't appreciate us. Today you drive your Verpas. Today you're happy to wear branded clothing. You love your electricity. You love your pick and pays. But you don't appreciate us white people for giving you that when you had to hunt and you had to work and burn in the sun. We brought you that and you don't appreciate. Instead, you bash us. We gave you guys jobs. Didn't you see during apartheid, black people had jobs and there was order. There wasn't much crime. You guys are now criminals and the border gates are not working and there's a high unemployment and you guys are just destroying everything. You're corrupt and you've got a corrupt government and you don't appreciate us. And as white people, we are minority, 8%, against an 80% black. So we have to have guns to protect ourselves. What do you want us to do? We hire you fucking blacks and you don't appreciate it. You show up to work late. You don't show up. You steal from me as the business owner. And then you go and you bash me after that. I'm trying to farm and feed you. And here you are coming to kill me. When we give you guys the land, you guys don't farm the land and the land goes to shit. Because you're corrupt and you're lazy. All you want to do is just fuck and have lots of kids and live on child grants and lie on NSFAS applications and vote for this fucking corrupt ANC that is inefficient. And then when the ANC is inefficient and your money's being stolen and these fucking fat black baboons are there sitting on boards chowing money, instead of blaming them, who do you blame? Whites. Apartheid. Again. Fuck you. That's what white people think. Obviously, they don't go on platforms to say it every day. Every now and then you get your Steve Hofmeyer who tries to speak out for white people and white Afrikaners. But because we're not spending time with these people and getting close to them to actually understand, let me actually take off my black glasses for a bit. Let me put on your white glasses and see. Ooh, you're right. These blacks from here look very lazy. You're right. The blacks are the rapists and the criminals. Like the stats are here. Shit. The blacks, the poor blacks are having lots of kids. The poor blacks are going to live in shacks. They're not building anything. And oh snap, they're blaming you. Fuck. They don't want to work. They don't want to buy from their own people. They don't want to build their own things. They just want to beg and vote and get freebies. Yeah, man, fuck. And just march and toy and drink Savannah and put Savannahs on their heads and listen to Amapia. Fuck me, dog. But I'm also saying, on the other hand, the white people must make an effort, if they're serious about nation building. Take off your white specs, put on some black specs, go to Ekas, go to informal settlements, go visit there. Don't just come do charity work and hand out food parcels and be like, you know, we handed out some school shoes in that township, you know, feel like I did great work. No, Susan, go fucking stay there for a week. Wake up every day and smell the stench of sewage and hear what's going on and hear the noise and just sit with some of the good people there and hear about their pains. I've been standing in queues. I've been trying with government. I wake up every day and I stand at a robot and I beg white people for jobs. I've gone and I've tried this. Yes, at some point I got desperate and I mugged someone and I took a cell phone because I just had a newborn baby and the grant money wasn't enough. And my baby was sick. My baby needed formula. And this was my only way to get money because no one wants to hire me. When I stand at the robots and I beg, you say I'm harassing you. When I'm asking for a job, you're like, hey, fuck, go study further. I tried. School is not good for me. And because I struggled at school, I'm not like you. I don't have a family that can just hire me, even if I'm a fucking idiotic white person. Like, oh, you know, Jared is a bit fucking slow, but oh, let's let him work in the warehouse. We don't have those families, so this is all I have. And the reason I'm selling weed, the reason I smoke in Yaupe is because I'm trying to escape, because I'm trying to make a bit of money. I'm not an alcoholic because I like it. It's because I'm trying to numb the pain. You know, you guys snort cocaine. You guys take heroin and fucking crystal meth. I can't afford that shit. I fucking escape with this shit. Please understand me. Look at what's happening with my family. I've got one uncle who's become a tenderpreneur. He's rich, but he shits on all of us at home. He sends us around like we're servants and we have to be happy that he's just buying us in good, we're black. But he's not building any structures at home. And I'm sure in 2 years' time when the tenders have dried up, because there's a new administration in the ANC, he's going to be fucked again. He's probably going to lose his house because he's not financially literate. He's going to probably lose his woman because he's only there for money. And he's probably going to commit suicide. Come and see the world from my perspective. You know. Anyways, I'll speak about AfriForum and the fact that they're fighting for what. We need to transcend airy-fairy language, airy-fairy swear words. When I criticize God and religion, because your brain is tiny, unfortunately, you just catch feelings. Yo, you know, there's people that condemn you with Bible verses, and I've seen recently people are now quoting the Quran. Repent. Don't call yourself God. God is watching you. Get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit. You know, because your brain is small, you're a zombie. And we live in a world of zombies, you know. What I appreciate, 2 years of COVID lockdown, fucking horrible time in my life. What I appreciate very much, because again, we take the good out of the bad. We look for the lessons. I lost so many people during COVID. I lost so many people. I didn't lose them to death. No, they're still fucking alive. I lost so many people because people exposed how stupid they are, how narrow-minded they are, how they lack critical thinking, basic common sense and logic. And some people that I highly respected, PhDs, professors, some celebrities that I know, politicians, people that are known as like brainiacs, like zombies. Whatever the media said, whatever politicians said, they just fucking chowed it. They just ate a masimba without actually processing what the fuck am I actually consuming. And then they had the fucking goal with people like myself that they've known. I'm not an imbecile. I'm not an idiot. I think about stuff, and when I ask questions, it's because I'm trying to understand. And when I was asking questions along with so many other people, I was being bashed. Yo, Penal, I hope you don't lose someone in your family. Yo, I'm like, what the fuck? Are you a doctor? Are you a medical doctor? Then shut up. I'm like, no. So I wrote off a lot of these people during COVID. It was a good thing for me because now I have less stupid people in my circle. You know, and if they are in my circle, it's transactional. It's because we play touch rugby together. It's because we do business together. It's because there's something. But fundamentally, I now know that this is a fucking zombie. If Cyril says, wear your masks today, he will wear it. If Cyril tomorrow says, hey guys, you know, no masks, they'll take it off. If Cyril says, jump around in a circle. There they are jumping around like clowns. If Cyril says, COVID actually wasn't real, they'll be like, Cyril said, no ways, man. Joe Rogan, a guy I hugely respect, asked the right questions. Candace Owens asked the right questions. Ben Shapiro asked the right question. In South Africa, Amanda Black asked the right questions. Elvovo Dirango asked the right questions. A lot of us were asking the right questions, looking at the data. Looking at the data, this is what we're seeing. I'm not a genius, I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a qualified scientist, but you guys put me through this fucking schooling system to think in a certain way, and I'm using that exact fucking education to ask you the questions. If we have a over 90%, 95% recovery rate and a 1% death rate, why are you guys calling this the worst thing since whatever? Why are you saying this is a pandemic? If the same science is showing that masks are ineffective, if you guys are showing that isolated kids are not getting affected, this looks very reminiscent to flu. It's not even pneumonia numbers. It's not even tuberculosis numbers, which is still the biggest killer in this country. What the fuck are you saying to us? No, let's trust the science, the World Health Organization, blah, blah, blah. Pfizer record profits in the first quarter of this year. 26 billion motherfucking US dollars. Money made. Pfizer, big pharmaceuticals that are pumping money into the news agencies, pumping money into the journalists, pumping money into your celebrities who are like, hey guys, I'm Penel, and I just want to tell you guys, I got vaccinated because I care. If you care about your family, if you want your family to be healthy, and if you love society, go and get vaccinated. Get the fuck out of here, Masimbensha. You're fucking addicted to money that you're willing to compromise critical thinking, bodily integrity, and violate the Constitution and human rights for money funded by Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and all these other motherfuckers. They fund these guys, they fund the World Health Organization, they fund the governments and some of your politicians. And understand, because an Aspen in South Africa under Stephen Sod, who funded Cyril Ramaphosa, under an Aspen who used to have a monopoly on ARVs when they came out. Aspen creates jobs. Thanks to the vaccine. They created a plant now, and they were complaining that, there isn't enough take-up. And it came out that even in Africa, they were saying, the governments must push for a take-up. These plants that they've built. What the fuck? They'll be like, no, we've created jobs. And obviously, because they're making profits, that tax money goes to government. It's money that the profits, when you're Stephen Sods and these guys are making that money, they're going to fund your Cyril Ramaphosa for their political campaigns. And you're fucking sitting there like a fucking clown zombie. And I have to fucking speak to you and have a logical conversation. I can't. I'm disrespecting myself and my brain. So I learned to switch off. And I realized, 95% of the world, if not 99%, is fucking stupid. And that's why the wealthiest people in the world make money, so that they can own the media, own the religious institutions, own the government, own the education system. Because they know from there you guys believe anything. But I read this in a textbook. No, my pastor says, but didn't you hear the minister or what? No, in fact, I saw it on ENCA. I saw it on SAPC. I'm like, so as soon as that's done, your brain switches off. They said full stop. At no point, if the SAPC and your pastor and minister, whoever, and whatever, if they're all like, oh guys, we've actually found out that eating human feces is nutritious. So after taking a shit, put your hand in your toilet bowl, put it in your mouth, and you'll be healthy. You're like, they said it. They said, apparently they conducted stats, and the science is very... Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Please take a step back and just question. It might be painful for some of you. Maybe thinking is like a really, really hard thing. That's why you guys outsource your thinking to the government and to your pastors and to your parents. And just question. Why? Little kids. Mom, why do we have to go to school? No, you have to. The child is asking a valid question. Take a step back. Why is my child going to school? Oh, it's because, listen, I have to work, unfortunately, for the system, to pay our rent, to pay for electricity, to buy our food. And because I have to work, I don't trust you when I leave you alone here to take care of yourself. So school is actually for babysitting. It's just so that you are somewhere relatively safe. And there are other kids there that are going to keep you busy. That's one of the major reasons I send you to school. Oh, okay, mom. I understand. But why do we study in school? Ah, okay. So I work, and where I work, they needed us to have some type of literacy, arithmetic, reading and writing, speaking, so you guys need to learn those skills at school so that one day you can be great tools for the system to get good jobs so that you can make other people rich. So school teaches you that stuff as well. School is not there to teach you critical thinking. It's not there to teach you to create things for yourself. It's not there to help you solve your family's problems. Where you're sitting in class and they're like, listen, if your brother's smoking nyaupe, if your father's beating up your mom, let's have classes for the next 6 months. We're actually going to sit as a class and unpack, as a child, what are the best ways to deal with your abusive dad? How can you find out what his triggers are? Is it when he's drank alcohol? These are the various spaces to go where you can speak to a social worker, get someone to intervene. Maybe speak to your mom, sit her down when she's alone. Mom, have you considered going to the hospital? Have you spoken to your family? And fundamentally solve your family's problems. We don't have a school that is teaching us our family history. What did my parents do for a living? How can I learn from them? What did my grandparents do for a living? Could I find out that my aunt, my grandmother learned how to deliver babies? And maybe as a boy or a girl, I can go to them and ask them to help me deliver babies so that I don't have to be dependent on medical aid and private healthcare, so that I can actually deliver my own child. Or I can help other people. I mean, if myself, my brother and my sister are all skilled in delivering babies, and we've been helping as apprentices since we were kids, by the time we're 20 years old, we're fucking experts at delivering babies. We know when to cut, C-section, when to deliver naturally, what massages to use, etc., etc. We can tell you things like delivering a baby on your back is not natural. You're supposed to deliver a baby squatting because it's gravity, it's how your body was designed, and logic. I can tell you that sitting on a toilet doesn't make sense because when you sit on a toilet, it cuts blood circulation in your thighs. That's why some of you, when you get up from the toilet, you have pins and needles and you can't stand properly because you've cut the blood circulation. You do that for long enough, I think you get hemorrhoids. I think it might be called hemorrhoids, where the nerves or the tissues in your anus start swelling up and you get sick. So the Muslims are right. The Muslims are right. You're meant to squat when you're taking a shit. The shit is meant to go down. Your anus is opened up, so the shit comes out nicely. And then after that, again, toilets are for capitalism because you can squat next to a tree. You don't need a toilet. Toilet paper, which it blows my mind that toilet paper is the greatest innovation when it comes to wiping your ass. It cannot be. If I got shit on my hand, if you got shit on your hand, would you take toilet paper and wipe? And be like, oh, shit is gone, let me go. Or would you actually go and wash your hands under water, under flowing water? You'd wash your hands. So why don't you wash your anus after taking a shit? The Muslims are right. I mean, logic. Toothbrushes, toothpaste. There's a twig. I don't know if it's... I've got the internet here, man. I'm trying to school you guys because I'm a teacher. I'm trying to teach you. Instead of teaching a class of 15 fucking stupid kids, I get to teach thousands of people daily. And not only kids, but parents and grandparents. So that when I speak to the grandparents can teach their kids, the parents, and they can teach their children. So if I can hit the top, it flows down. I think that's quite beautiful. Toothbrush stick. There's a name for it. Come on, Google. Stop selling me products, bro. It's called a miswak. Miswak. I think you chew on it and it cleans your teeth. Natural, free. Oh, capitalism doesn't like that. It's free. You're sick, you have flu, you have a fever. If you are growing your own food, you go to your lemon tree, you pick your lemons, you cut them up, you boil water under a fire, you put that lemon in the water, you go to your garden, you get your ginger, you scrape some of your ginger, you put that in the tea, you go to your beehive, because we need bees in the ecosystem, you get some honey, you hoy that in that vibe. You drink that motherfucker, get better. No med lemon, no funny cough syrups and what. You go to your gum tree, eucalyptus, you pick some of the leaves, smell them, ooh, minty, you know. You go and you grind them, maybe into a paste. You paste them onto your body. You maybe boil them or you burn them. And you inhale that mpepo. That's Vicks. That's Vicks. You're getting better. You're healing yourself. Capitalism doesn't like that. Of course. You're fucking destroying the business system. COVID. We've had COVID for 2 years. I was one of the people that was driving up and down when hard lockdown. I was fucking violating all the atwats. Right now, when I walk into malls, I don't put on my mask until a security guard asks me. Because I'm pushing the boundaries. I'm trying to push and I'm trying to show, motherfucker. During hard lockdown, I was in squatter camps, doing charity work and also visiting people. I was in townships. I was there, touching people's hands, shaking hands. I didn't get sick. I didn't die. I believed in my immune system. And mind you, I'm not stupid. I won't, oh, let me go have sex with an HIV positive lady to test my immune system. No, again, logic, common sense. I was studying the coronavirus. What type of virus is it? I looked it up. The same science that they're feeding us. Same science. I look, I'm like, oh, okay. Then I realized the body. I'm like, okay, so if I can be exposed to this thing, way before they started having conversations about natural immunity, I studied the coronavirus, the components of the virus. You can find it on Wikipedia. Read this shit. And you're like, okay, if I spend time with some of these people, I'll develop an immunity. And I looked at the people in Makasi, in squatter camps. These motherfuckers are not getting sick. I was like, me around in the suburbs, every white person, yo, I had COVID, I couldn't breathe, my chest. Go to your cars and there's no chest and everyone. I'm like, no, this is a fucking scam. You go on social media, you post that Facebook suspends you for 30 days. Twitter deletes your account and blocks you for fucking 12 hours or for a day. You go onto YouTube, they take your video down. Because the agenda of the capitalist system is saying, shut this motherfucker down. He's going to kill our ability to make money. Shut this motherfucker down. Who the fuck does he think he is? And then importantly, obviously, when they reach out, they're like, Pen, don't you want to come on this platform? It's funded by what so that I can be captured and be like, I can't speak out against Aquafresh and Colgate because these guys pay my bills. I can't speak out against Pfizer because they're funding the what. I have to bring on the scientists and be like, you know, so everyone should be vaxxed. Okay, it's just for precaution. Doesn't mean, okay, I think it's important. I'm not ready to play that game. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, capitalism. I'm sorry, rich people out there. I'm sorry, politicians who worship money. I'm still going to teach my people. And importantly for me, when you guys watch this shit, is to understand I still need money. Because we live in a one money world, I understand. That's why I've set up my WhatsApp group. I don't want to beg you guys, please donate and have Izina out there fucking being like, oh, he's being poshiri, he's coming to scam you. I'm here to educate you. More than most of your fucking teachers. You spend 12 years of basic education and Penuelism, the black pen, is unlocking your motherfucking mind in a way you could not fathom. And you're like, there's no teacher who has taught me as much as this fucking black baboon. What the fuck? And I'm saying, just donate so that I can eat, so that I can move around, because I can't get on a plane by saying, oh, look, I'll twerk for you. And then the pilot is like, oh, nice twerking, sir. You can catch a flight to Kabeja. No, I have to pay, you know. So I take those donations because I'm trying to spread the gospel. I'm trying to liberate and uplift everyone. Poor people, rich people, the middle class. I want all of us to win. All of us. I say to the capitalists, the rich guys, I'm like, guys, I know you don't like my agenda, but please understand, you guys have failed. We've got 50% of the country on grants. Close to 30 million people get at least one grant. We had 19 million, and then another 10.3 million came with this social distress for relief grants, the 350 rand. Another 10.3 million. 10.3 is 29.3 million. That's almost half of the country on a grant. I'm saying you guys have failed. Don't you guys want to let go of these grant things? It means you guys will have to pay less tax and not have to worry about poor fucking blacks. It means you guys don't have to worry about crime. These fucking poor blacks, bro. They fucking You know, they fucking poor, they sit there in their fucking corners, they smoke their fucking nyaupe and shit, bro. And then they like come up with this stupid shit like, oh, hey, bafowethu, asami siyobamba ungana, asami siyobamba inkunzi, bamba my phone. You know, these blacks, bro, they fucking sit there, they're fucking monkey brains, and they concoct these ideas, and then they come and fucking hijack you, bro. Don't you wish they could fucking stop hijacking you, bro? Yo, Pen, I think, you know, I'm like, then let me take them. Let me colonize their minds and get them to move back to the villages and grow their own food. Let me tell them that no jobs are coming. Let me tell them that they're wasting time at school. Because we've got 74%, 74% youth unemployment. We've got 40% graduate unemployment. These are people that did basic education, higher education, and motherfuckers are still sitting at home. They're adding no value to the country. If you send these poor fucking black sods to the villages, they'll grow food. At some point, they'll begin making shit with their hands. At some point, they'll have an abundance. And then you, oh, Jared, my mate, then me and you, I'll be the blackface. I'll be the front. I'll be the black oak who's like, oh, sanbonani ninjani. Ay, sipuma la dolopini, yeah. I'm gonna be the blackface, Jared. We'll go to these fucking black guys and we'll be like, listen, we'd like to take your excess produce and we're gonna export it to China, to the Middle East, to Europe, to North America, South America, to Australasia. And we're gonna make cash, bro. And then in return, we'll give these black people like tractors or like basic things. Like if we're making $1 million from the produce they're giving us, we'll give them like 100K and we're gonna be fucking rich, bro. We're gonna be fucking rich. But please give them to me. Let me unplug them from the system and let me send them where they can find upliftment so that they're not being depressed. They're not committing suicide. They're not a strain on the tax system and social welfare. That's my whole angle. And I'd like to think smart people that have been following me fucking get it. And I'm dead. Unfortunately out there, I'm dead. Obviously, Peter Mukshepa, Uksuza no Borsha. I'm dead. Come onto my fucking comment section and all they do is shit. They shit on my comment section and they make my comment section fucking stink. That's why I delete some of the comments. That's why I block some of the people, because I'm like, I'm actually here to liberate and uplift so that we have less crime. We have less poverty. We don't have mothers with their fucking kids sitting at street corners begging, of which some of them have been pimped out. Some of them are not there begging. They've been sent by someone to go and sit there and make money for them. Some of these kids that are begging at the robots are not poor. They get grants at home. They go to a no-fee school, but someone is sending them to go and beg. My man, anything, my man, anything. No, my in Pozayam. They sense it's a syndicate, they fundraising. Some of them for drugs or whatever the fucking case may be. Anyways. This video was actually about gossip. Asiza ngakhumbula. Yazi umuntu nguyengivukele umoya so. Ningixolele bantu bakithi ngibuye ngivukele umoya. Ningixolele. I'm an instrument of the higher beings. Woo, shame ngizofela ibattery. Guys, ngicela ningimele ngifuna ukucharge kancane. Ngiyaxolisa kakhulu. It's just I don't want to lose connection. Just want to change the lento. Okay. Right. Okay. I think Segum Jojo. Gentleman known as Edwin Sodi. When I read this article, let me see how far I'll go. I won't go far. Just background. Edwin Sodi to fight 255 million rand asbestos tender charges. Controversial businessman Edwin Sodi and his company Blackhead Consulting will ask the High Court to declare that the fraud, corruption and money laundering charges they face are unconstitutional. Sodi suspended ANC Secretary General Ace Magashule. 9 co-accused persons and 5 companies have been charged with multiple counts of fraud, corruption, money laundering, and contravening the Occupational Health and Safety Act relating to the 255 million rand project to eradicate asbestos roofing in the Free State. The contract was awarded to Sodi's company, Blackhead Consulting. Advocate Lawrence Hodes, SC, representing Sodi and Blackhead Consulting, yesterday told Free State Judge President Kagni Musi he has been instructed by his clients, Fluxman's attorneys, to bring an application to have the charges against them, whatever. Not important. Sodi's swimming in cash. He was at the Zondo Commission. Edwin. Ay, brazo. Tenders. Sidla matenda. Sidla matenda. This is News 24. Sorry, I forgot to quote the last source. You guys can go on Google and find these things. I love Google, man. Google listens to all my conversations. Sometimes when I'm on my phone, it just picks up because this motherfucker's busy listening to my fucking shit. Google knows everywhere I go because I GPS, so it knows where I am at any given time. When I'm searching for stuff, even when I speak about stuff, it pops up these ads. Google is fucking surveilling my life. But it's one of my favorite companies on earth because it adds so much value to my life. Google Maps, Gmail. Google owns YouTube, which has decentralized education. Google, man. Google search. If you ever go on Google and just see the plethora of companies under them, they now have a holding company called Alphabet. So Google falls under Alphabet. And you look at the range of companies there. Fucking amazing the work they're doing. They're moving us into the future. That's where we should be focusing our energy. Not on fucking poverty. Let me see here. In the report, difficulties in comprehending the nature of Sodi's assistance to the ANC were also highlighted. For example, it does not identify the funds as going to the political party, but to individuals who are members or office bearers thereof, or who occupy government positions. Mr. Sodi's method of bookkeeping and financial records thus means that Mr. Paul Mashatile, some 370,000 rand, Mr. Tulas Nwesi, some 45,000 rand, and Dr. Zweli Mkhize, some 6.5 million rand, are all tarred with the possibility that they received funds not intended for themselves, failed to obtain full records from the ANC or the schools, and failed to furnish these to Mr. Sodi, the report stated. So this is a guy who was bribing government officials to get tenders. A lot of these tenderpreneurs, especially at the highest levels, they do that. It's the nature of the game. South Africa has become a corrupt country. We pay bribes to traffic cops that stop us when we violated traffic rules, whatever the case may be. A lot of you lie on NSFAS applications. A lot of you fill in affidavits and you swear under oath, but you are lying so that you can access a grant or whatever the case may be. Our politicians receive brown envelopes from tenderpreneurs. Our business people, white big business people, they also get funding and they also pay bribes to politicians so they can get tenders. Some of them fund, some of them call it lobbying, some host some of these golf days and whatever. Some have these pretty non-profit organizations where money is funneled and cleaned. That's how it works, sadly. That's the corrupt nation of the capitalist system and this country we live in. So Edwin Sodi is not unique. He was just on the wrong side of the fence, specifically the Cyril Ramaphosa fence, because Cyril and his crew have been going after the Ace Magashules and those people who are not part of his crew. Ace Magashule was part of the Premier League with Didi Mabuza and Supra Mahumapilo. Didi, because he voted for Cyril, became deputy president, and no one speaks about him now, but obviously if he'd been on the other side, he would have probably been implicated in a lot of the shit. Didi Mabuza was running Mpumalanga under his fucking fist. Ace Magashule was running all tenders in the Free State through him, and then Supra in the Northwest was running tenders through him. This is common knowledge. Everyone knows this. Everyone who pays attention to this stuff. So yeah, I'm doing gossip, which I don't particularly like. But I like doing gossip because number one, it's trending. Number two, because it's juicy. Gossipy juicy. And number three, because I always think there's something to learn in gossip. So I'm going to read this from the South African. This was published, I think, yesterday, the 10th, yeah, by Megan van den Heever. The headline is Edwin Sodi hit list, women allegedly linked to the wealthy businessman. When it comes to high-profile romances, Edwin Sodi is allegedly a babe magnet for some of the most beautiful female celebrities in South Africa, and Minnie Dlamini is reportedly one of them. The controversial businessman's name trended online after he was romantically linked to the media personalities, according to rumors on Twitter. But it's not just Minnie who is reportedly on Edwin's hit list of celebrity conquests. Edwin Sodi has a history of snatching female stars. According to claims made by celebrity gossip blogger Musa Kaula, Edwin Sodi has a history of snatching women from their partners. In addition to Minnie Dlamini, they allegedly include Unalirona Tekiso, who, according to allegations made by then-husband Proverb in 2015, cheated on him with Edwin Sodi. DJ Sibu's ex-wife, Disebo Makatsa, who, according to a Sunday World report, had an illicit affair with Sodi. According to another Sunday World report, Edwin Sodi allegedly impregnated Matsatsi Rampa while she was still dating rapper Jub Jub. Sibabato Motibi, who has a baby with sports presenter Andile Ncube. Edwin Sodi has also allegedly dated single women like influencers Mihlali Ndamase, Kifilwe Mabote, Katlego Ncala, Thuli Phongolo, and Lizelle Tabane. So I see the tweet here, Musa Kaula with the hit list. First thing I'm going to say is this. I was accused recently of having sexual relations with a male mentor of mine, which were not true. I was on a list, similar list to this. We've seen some of the rape lists go on Twitter with men that are accused of raping. There's no cases opened. There's no evidence. Someone just decides to chuck a name, and that's that. So I need to start off by saying, guys, we need to be very, very careful about how we use social media. I told you language is God. So it's important when you're posting something, you reference. Who did you hear it from? I'm telling you it's the South African. I'm telling you it's from Twitter, Musa Kaula. And then I emphasize words like rumors. I emphasize Twitter. I emphasized allegedly. And then obviously some of the other reports, Sunday World, said by then husband, Proverb. Very important that how we use social media. Because social media has become a very toxic space, which leads to depression for many, and sadly for some it leads to suicide. Because people are attacked and you ruin their entire careers. Their entire careers. Found out yesterday that Mohale Mutaung, who was married to Somizi Mhlongo, has just signed a deal with Lager Rooibos Tea. And someone commented that it's nice that some people that are implicated in funny stories can still get work with brands. Brands don't mind that there might be reputational issues. They work with him. Then you get people like Os Java who were accused of rape. A case was opened, then the case was dropped. His career was destroyed. DJ Fresh, Euphonic. Guys are accused, their careers are fucked, and no one cares. And a lot of us, a lot of you on social media add to the noise. A lot of you that work for these brands are the people saying, oh, look, you know, we're just worried about brand affiliation and association. I think for now we'll just... It's wrong, man. Brands need to be held accountable. You guys cannot punish people. You cannot punish people that have not been found guilty. It is fucking wrong. And I hope at some point the celebrities, the influencers with their lawyers will come together and begin challenging and suing brands. You booked me for an event to come and speak. I was meant to get 20,000. Someone falsely, let's not even say falsely, someone accuses me of rape on social media. And for that, you're like, oh, unfortunately, we can't book you because of what's happening in the media. I have not been found guilty. And if you won't pay me, I should sue you. We had a verbal agreement you were going to pay me. It was done. Pay me my 20,000 even if I don't do the work. It's fine. Take me off your poster. It doesn't matter. But you owe me that money because I haven't been found guilty of anything. It's my apologies. So I'm just saying, let's be cognizant and sensitive to the fact that there's a chance some of these ladies may be linked to Edwin, correctly so. Some of them may have just been added to the list because it looks cooler to have a longer list. And maybe they're friends with him. Maybe their boyfriends or their husbands were friends with Sodi and they happen to be at the same space with him. Maybe they do business with him. Maybe it could be anything. It could be anything. It can't be that if Penuel the Black Pen is seen having lunch with a girl somewhere, is seen walking with a girl, ooh, It's got a new bay. Take photos, put it on Sunday World. Again, critical thinking, guys. Do I want to carry on reading? Okay, I'm going to read this last thing. Karen Zulu laughs off claims. But Musa Kaula was not done naming and shaming female celebs linked to Edwin Sodi. The notorious blogger revealed that Nobukanya Karen Zulu is currently in a relationship with the ANC tenderpreneur who has been previously arrested on charges of corruption, fraud, and money laundering. Karen Zulu just posted a clip of herself at Edwin Sodi's Tsanin home. Musa tweeted after his bombshells. The clip posted on the social media star's Instagram stories sees her enjoying a glass of bubbles near a fireplace. So yeah, I'll stop there. So Minnie, Dlamini and Quinton Jones are currently going through a divorce. There are rumors that apparently Minnie Dlamini is refusing to sign the divorce papers. Part of the rumors are that Minnie Dlamini has been, I don't know if she was having an affair while they were married or that she's been busy with Edwin Sodi. And this is where this has come up. And this is, in effect, why I wanted to raise this. My brother, and I probably shouldn't be referencing him, but he'll forgive me. My brother's had huge issues with ladies, influencers like Mihlali and others, going around inspiring other young girls on false claims. There are young girls in South Africa today who believe they can be very rich and well off as long as they put in the work and effort in a YouTube channel and maybe review makeup or maybe review restaurants or maybe just speak to camera like me, and they, like Mihlali, will become super celebrities and be rich. And my brother's issues was that a lot of this is fake and it's not real. And a lot of our female celebrities that are out there living the top life, who are getting in private jets, who are going to wine farms in the Western Cape, who are in Dubai, there is a rich man behind them. And it's not from their efforts and their work. And they are misleading young girls. And what happens with these young girls, they're going to put in a lot of work on YouTube, end up making 2,000 Rand a month after having bought equipment and done whatever. 2 grand a month, and be like, why am I not making money? And these girls are going to be miserable, depressed. We don't know what will happen. And then these girls are then going to fall into the trap of wanting to chase this fake Instagram life. And then they're going to start sleeping with every other celebrity, sports stars, actors, tenderpreneurs, politicians, business people, chasing this life. And it causes a rot in our society because our little sisters, our little daughters are idolizing these girls. Oh, one day when I'm big, I want to be like Minnie Dlamini. Oh, I look up to Boy Titulo. No, my biggest, my role model is Pearl Tusi. And then you hear Pearl Tusi bashing South African men on social media and on screen. Ah, South African men. And then you hear Boy Mihlali saying, yeah, I need a boyfriend allowance of 400,000 a month. And impressionable young girls, because I told you guys that 95 to 99% of people are zombies. They just fucking eat this shit up. And normal men who are trying their hardest to make ends meet. Umchitu Tisha, umchitu as a construction worker, umchitu spani KFC, umchitu yachereza fethu. He's trying to do the best by his woman, but his woman is glued to Instagram and TikTok. And he's like, babe, when are you taking me out? When are we going on a vacation? And putting these unnecessary pressures and strains on men who don't have money. 74% youth unemployment, people between 16 and 35. Which means if you're seeing people on Instagram, there's a chance that a lot of them, it's fake. I can go now, I've got mentors that are rich. I can go now and take photos and videos in their homes. Oh, what's up guys, just woke up, had a huge night, stressed, gonna get myself breakfast, and then I film there. One of my mentors has got an in-house cinema. Take videos in the cinema, it's got beautiful pool, and I'm there, looking like I'm living the life. Some of my mentors have got great cars, I can pose outside of them, like these Forex guys. Pose outside, drive the cars, whatever. Fake. There I am taking pictures with these celebrities, and because now people see me with DJ Sbu, they assume I have all this money. I'm not getting paid. Just so you know. I'm building something. Myself, DJ Sbu, and the gents that we're working with in the crew. We're working on building a brand new virtual Nkuku. And the hope is to build our own YouTube channel. Once we have that channel, hopefully the channel will buy us equipment and then maybe it will begin paying us. But there isn't much money there. When I do the maths, a podcast as big as Podcast and Chill with Mac G and Sol and the Ghost Lady, if I look at their views, I wouldn't be surprised. This is a guess. I wouldn't be surprised if they're making 75,000 to 100,000 Rand a month. Sounds like a lot of money, 100K. But they've got maybe 10 people that are working on that podcast. 10 people. 100,000 divided by 10 people is 10,000 Rand each. That's why they need the brands to work with them. That's why they need to push the gym. That's why they need the chillers market. That's why they need people to be chillers and to donate money via Patreon. Because they're not making the money you think they're making. I'm there chilling with DJ Sbu. Hey guys, welcome to the virtual cool VM. It's cool, but understand, I'm not getting paid. I'm building something. How, but Ben, I'm not DJ Sbu. Oh, more fire. Oh, I'm sure soon you. No, dog, it doesn't work like that. Sit with some of these actors. Guys that are making 10,000 Rand a month, but he's on your favorite soapy. 20,000 Rand a month. That guy must now go pop bottles somewhere. And wherever you see him in a club popping bottles, he probably didn't pay for those bottles because he can't afford them. The club manager invited him and said, you're a celebrity. Come through. We'll give you guys some bottles. We'll let you in VIP. And then, just tweet to your people. Hey guys, chilling at this place. What I pull through, having a good time. You're like, oh, this nigga got money. Nigga doesn't have money. These tenderpreneurs, a lot of them guys are they're in fucking shit debt. They have their cars taken by Omashonisa. They have their houses repossessed because one contract fucked. The other thing is a lot of them, they do shoddy work, man. A lot of them chow a lot of the tender money when they shouldn't. You get 100 million Rand tender. If you do decent costing, maybe your profit margin is meant to be 10%. After paying everyone and making sure that the job is done. So from 100 million, you're actually meant to make 10 million. That's your money. But the problem with the poverty mindset and greed is that you're going to look to cut corners. 100 meter. I ain't done a million at least to 40 meter. So a 90 million Rand job, you're now going to do for 60 million Rand. And the job is going to be fucked. And some people might die. Also that you can have this 40 million. And what are you doing with the 40 million? Are you building factories? Are you setting up farming initiatives? Are you doing something sustainable? No. You're popping bottles at Konga. You're at clubs like Taboo. You're giving brown envelopes to politicians. You're taking fucking these celeb chicks to Dubai. Breaking up happy homes. Fucking with girls' heads. I'm disappointed if it's true, of which I know some of the allegations outside of this, of some of these celeb chicks. I know they're true because I know some of the people in their circles. It's sad when you become obsessed with money, when you become obsessed with soft life, and you've got all these kids that are looking up to you, but you're a fucking gold digger and you're a glorified prostitute. And you don't fucking care anymore. You're living the good life. YOLO. YOLO, nigga. YOLO. The fuck, nigga? Securing the bag. We need to fix our morals as a society. And yes, some of you will be like, no, I don't have to worry about this. I'm a celeb. It's going to affect your children. Your children are addicted to TikTok. They're addicted to Instagram. When they go to school, their friends have cell phones. When they go to Civies days, they're looking at your kids like, ugh, why do you wear black all the time? Just because your dad is a Penuelist, and when are you going to just all of a sudden your child is under peer pressure. Child is smoking hubbly, smoking weed to be accepted by other people. They're trying to live up to the soft life. Girls in high school are trying to live a soft life in fucking high school at the age of 16. Showing off bags. Showing off restaurants. When you're 16, siswami. And you don't know what the fuck you're getting yourself into, because 16, by the time you're 20, you'll be tired. You'll be expired. So many niggas will have fucking fucked you. Abortions, miscarriages, morning after pills. You look 40, but you're 20. Your face is damaged from booze and hubby and weed and sucking dicks. And then at 25, 30, some idiot of a gent is going to marry you. And your family is going to charge 100,000. And you're going to be like, no, but it's my culture. We have to respect culture. What kind of a man doesn't? What is fair? So clean. These are the things that make me want to unplug from a big chunk of the black community and be like, you know, I'd rather align with the Muslims. They might look lame. Islam might look like it requires a lot of discipline. It's fine. But they discipline, their kids are there. Their kids work for their family. Their wives are submissive. The men provide for their families. Want to maybe align with the Jews. Be like, these guys look like they have a plan. Want to align even with white Afrikaners. They have solid family structures. The daughters are not out there, generally, the daughters are not out there twerking and trying to be cool and trying to be slay queens and influencers. The boys are there at rugby practice every day. They're there at the shooting range. On weekends, they're there at the farm working. The daughters are there learning from their mothers how to cook. And they're building something worthwhile. And you guys have had your minds corrupted and rotted by ads. Everywhere you look, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TV, it's ads. Oh, I need the latest phone. Oh, I need you're still using that phone. Oh my gosh, Upeno drives a Taz. Oh, no, I'm not really sure about it. Why do you wear like the same clothes? You're a slave and a zombie to materialism. And it's making you do ungodly things. Ungodly things. One of the things I realize is that a bulk of my followers, I think 60 to 70% are men. And I understand why. I'm not cool for chicks. Chicks don't want to follow me. Chicks want to follow the topless guy with the nice body. They want to follow the chicks who are slaying. But gents are lost. They need someone to speak to them, to remind them, be a man. Speak with a deeper voice. Be hands-on. Even if you don't have money to maintain your child, try and do something. Home educate your child. Teach your child how to play soccer. Teach your child how to grow food. Find your dignity again, and it's not going to be in money. And understand you're not going to get jobs. So begin looking for another way. And boys and men out there are like, I think I can listen to this guy because I'm broke, I'm poor. These girls don't want to be with me because I don't have money and I don't slay. But I think this guy is speaking to me and he's educating me and he's uplifting me. The girls, because women are agreeable and the bulk of ads are designed for women. They don't fuck with my shit because my shit ain't cool. I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix society. Trying to fix you. Trying to fix your family. Trying to fix your community. Because I actually fundamentally want you guys to win. I want you to have a healthy body. I don't want you to be fat. I don't want you to be fat. I don't want you to die of heart disease and cholesterol and diabetes. I want you to get along with women. I'm not into feminism. I'm not into the red pill nation. I want men and women to come together and to work together to win. I want children to work for their families, to build whatever their family is doing. I want you guys to spend more time with your kids. I want capitalism to be sustainable for the minority it serves, but I want the bulk of the people to unplug and go back to bartering. What can you give me? What have you grown? What have you made? Because if we're not doing that, society will crumble and it will be up to us. I've built my own religion, Penuelism. It's my own culture as well. Why? Why? Hinduism is over 4,000 years old. Someone decided to create it and set it into a formal religious institution then. Christianity and Islam are 2,000 to 2,500 years old. Why can't I build my own religion? In 100 years, 500 years, 1,000 years, someone will say Penuelism is 500 years, 1,000 years old. Because this guy called Penuel decided to say, I am God. And in doing that, he ignited other people to see the God in themselves. He ignited other people to understand that when you read the Bible, take the good and discard the bad. Because there's a lot of bad in the Bible. There's a lot of bullshit teachings there. You mustn't consume the whole thing whole. When you read the Quran, when you go to church, take the good and discard the bad and go back to the fundamentals, go back to the principles. And think, a lot of these systems have been infiltrated and corrupted by the rich because they don't want you guys to think. They want you guys to blindly follow. And even when we criticize a Julius Malema, we criticize a Cyril Ramaphosa, a Jacob Zuma, we criticize your favorite celebrity, we criticize an Elon Musk, a Trevor Noah, we get bashed because you guys want to eat the whole thing. Don't eat the whole thing. I meet so many of you in the streets and I'm so humbled when I meet you. And we have these conversations and a lot of you are like, I don't really agree with everything you say. And I'm like, that makes me happy. It means you're a thinker. You can't agree with everything I'm saying. You're not me. Come on, man. We're dynamic beings. But if I speak 100% and you find 40% is valuable, focus on that. 60% is not, forget that. That's not for you. There are other people that fuck with the 60%. They're like, yeah, I fuck with this. Fuck with whatever works for you when it comes to me. You want to wear black every day? You want to be a minimalist? You want to be like Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg and Albert Einstein and wear like the same clothing every day? Fuck with that. You want to learn to be a critical thinker? Fuck with that. You want to learn how to grow your own food? Fuck with that. Penel says go to the shooting range, learn how to shoot weapons, get guns, protect your family. I fuck with that. Penel is saying let's build our own Afri-forums that have lawyers that can fight for our beliefs and what we want. I fuck with that. Penel says the whole world is our oyster. We can't be contained in one space. It's like being relegated into the townships and being stuck there. No, the suburbs are also yours. But not just the suburbs, the entire country. But not just the entire country, the continent, the world. And you're like, I fuck with that. That's why I have the ability to learn from Adolf Hitler. I can learn from King Leopold of Belgium. I can learn from Cecil John Rhodes. I can learn from Robert Mugabe, from Shaka Zulu, from Mao Zedong, from Genghis Khan, from John D. Rockefeller, from Elon Musk, from Bill Gates, from whoever. I can learn from all of these people because I know we are not binary beings. We're not binary beings. It's not black and white. It's nuanced. And I'm trying to unlock your mind. Of course, I'm unplugging your mind and I will colonize it. That's my goal. I want you guys to know it because I want you to give me your brain willingly and say, Pen, I will be a zombie for you. And the funny thing about being a zombie for me is that I force you to think. I'm like, okay, I have your brain now, but are you thinking? Yes, you plugged into my wavelength, but are you thinking? Tell me what you think. In that way, I become powerful, you become powerful, and we build a powerful network and tribe of Penuelists that are going to become the Elon Musks and the Kanye Wests and the Aliko Dangotes of the future. The people that shift humanity forward, that learn from the past and bring back past practices that work, but at the same time are building for the future so that we have a better world. That's what's important to me. Love you guys very much. I hope you'll have a blessed day. Thank you for tuning in. Facebook is currently shadow banning a lot of my posts. I've seen it. A lot of my posts now are not being seen on people's timelines. You can see it in the reactions. When you get something like normally 500 reactions and then it goes to like 16. When you normally get something like 300 shares and then now you're sitting on something like 12 shares. Obviously something is working in the background with the algorithms. They're trying to squeeze me because obviously I don't fit the capitalism agenda and there's certain content that I make that they don't like. It's fine. And there's a chance that there's certain people that are watching my stuff that are reporting some of my comments and that's why I'm not getting it out there. But that's why I'm not confining myself to Facebook. I'm on YouTube, Penuel the Black Pen. I'm almost at 13,500 subscribers. I'm on TikTok at God Penuel. I'm almost at 50,000 followers. I'm on Instagram at God Penuel, Penuel the Black Pen. I've just crossed 10,000 followers. I think I'm on 10,100. I'm on Twitter at God Penuel, Penuel the Black Pen. And there I'm on, I think, 10,300 followers. I'm obviously on the Hustler's Corner pushing a virtual Nkuku. I'm going to be building African business connections, interviewing African business people. I'm going to build a platform for that. We're going to build a virtual Nkuku platform. I work with a very good mate of mine, Utibo Kibine, of Tribal Media House. We're trying to build tribal media news into something refreshing and raw and educational for people. I'm going to try my best to get out there. Like I said, I've got a WhatsApp group. It's 100 Rand a month. That's like 3 Rand a day. It's 100 Rand a month where I educate you so that I can make money, so I don't have to beg, so that tomorrow you don't see me broke and poor and struggling and lost like a Zola 7, or see me begging on newspapers like Uzahara now. It's tragic, but it doesn't have to happen. I've got a WhatsApp group and I'm so thankful. I think I'm on 180 people in the group now who have joined, who have contributed money. Pen, please keep educating us. They ask me questions. How do electricity tariffs work? Please teach us about money. Teach us about business. What is intermittent fasting? And we're engaging and I'm building a community because I don't want to be captured by these systems where I can't get through to you. On the 21st of May in Randburg, I'm going to be speaking there. Limited to 20 people, unfortunately. 200 Rand per person. I'm doing this to connect with you, but also to fundraise for myself so I don't have to beg. If I can grow and maybe a month speak to 1,000 people at 200 Rand each, that's 200,000. Now I've got 200,000 Rand to invest in farming, to invest in manufacturing, to travel the country, to do cool shit, to meet cool people, to be able to sit with you guys and be like, here's an opportunity. I'm working with 2 ladies now, and we're hoping to set up a workshop, maybe in the next month or 2, teaching people how to teach English online as a foreign language, and also to travel abroad and teach English. And for you unemployed youth out there, you can earn 10,000 to 40,000 Rand a month teaching English online on your phone like this, at home, just with Wi-Fi. You don't need to be an influencer on YouTube. You can teach English to Asia, to parts of Eastern Europe, to the Middle East, and get paid. And not only get paid, but you're bringing in foreign currency, because this is money from overseas. You can go teach English in South Korea and China, in Vietnam, and get paid and explore the world. And once you're there, build a base. You're not a Nigerian there who's there trying to sell stuff or maybe even pushing drugs. You're there teaching English. And then you pull the rest of your people and be like, guys, this is what I've seen in China. This is what I've seen in South Korea. Come through. Come look at the opportunities. How can we import and export? How can we bring our culture and our music and our Lion Kings and our Sarafinas here? How can we make the world smaller? Are you an animator? I'm in Japan teaching English. Come through to Japan, dog. I know some animators. Connect with people in the USA. Shout out to some of the people that have reached out from me from the USA. There's a gentleman who's reaching out to me from Canada. There's a very good friend of mine, Max Kumalo, who's in the United Kingdom. And he's burning to find young people to be like, guys, come through. There are opportunities. I can do that when you guys support me. When you join my WhatsApp group and you pay 100 Rand a month. When you buy my books, my PDF books at 50 Rand per book. When you come to my talks and you're like, you know what? Maybe I don't really want to listen to this nigga. Maybe I don't, but I think he's onto something. He's not a politician trying to raise funding from big business. He's not a celebrity being paid by all these companies that want to pump us with buying shit all the time. He's a teacher. He's trying to teach us. And he's going to teach us for 3 hours on important stuff. 200 Rand, I'm going to contribute that because I think he's doing something worthwhile. And I think in the future, my children, my grandchildren will benefit from his teachings. If not directly, but from the society that they grow in. When you see more Penuelists that are out there making the world a better place. So for that, I'm going to pledge my 200. We can't keep watching other people pumping money into an AfriForum, into funeral policies that don't make sense, into medical aids they don't use, into buying booze and all types of garbage. But you won't contribute 50 Rand, 20 Rand, 100 Rand for me to try and lead and find other leaders and we build together. That's what's close to my heart. That's what's fundamentally important to me. And I hope it's important to you. And I look forward to meeting all of you, engaging with all of you. I'm looking forward to you guys watching me and watching my brand get bigger and bigger and bigger until I'm as big as Trevor Noah, even bigger, and I'm global. And I'm picking as many of you as possible and we're creating more black coffees and Elon Musks and whatever. That's what keeps me going and that's what inspires me. And I love each and every one of you who supports me, who send money my way. On the 28th of May in Zandspruit in Johannesburg, we're going to be running a soccer clinic for the kids there. Because I believe sports is good for the health, it's good for mind, and it's also going to create future sports stars who can also contribute actively. Doing that in Zandspruit, if you want to get involved in our charity, we've got a WhatsApp group, the Mamsi Charity Foundation. Join that, volunteer, help us fundraise, find places that need help. That's what happens when you get into my circle. We're trying to do good shit for people. I hate charity. I hate charity. It turns people into beggars. But what I can do is sports. Sports is cool and it can be sustainable. I can do educational workshops. And in doing that, we start teaching people, set up your own gardening services, set up your own schools, set up from today, set up a stokvel, and we're going to track you in months, about 100. Your stokvel must raise up enough money to open a spaza shop. And the next time we come here, we want you guys to tell us how your spaza shop is doing. And then open the next one and the next one. And how many of you here have an Uber? Let's all fundraise into this Uber and let's make money together. That's how we're going to make society a better place. Penuel the Black Pen.